All right, all right, all right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Talking That Talk official podcast where we have comfortable and uncomfortable conversations. I'm your host, Juice, aka No Ordinary Brother.
All right, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to your favorite podcast. I go by the name of King Exodus, aka X. We appreciate everybody for tapping in. If you're coming in on the live, make sure you share the live. If you're tapping in on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and share the video. So we appreciate y'all once again. Juice, let's do it.
All right, all right, all right. So tonight episode is Love Alive but Hate the Truth. Why did we come up with this title? Well, actually, I came up with it, man. It's something I've been noticing that's going on in the world. It's like we're so in love with lies that we hate the truth to a point. I
Mhm.
believe people rather just hear a lie, depending on what type of character and morals you have as an individual. We have situations where there was a clip that went viral. A woman was speaking out saying, like, hey, there's not enough attractive men versus attractive women in the world. And the guy made the comment like, okay, let's remove the makeup, let's remove the eyelashes, let's remove all that. Fresh face out of the shower, that's what you really look like. But and other people don't realize like it's like, yo, that's really true. Like men don't put on makeup. How you see us is really how you see us unless you do what is that? Unless you're a model. They do touch light up on the face and something else. But other than that, I'm just really in like a disbelief for a lot of things that go on, right? It could be situations going on with family, friends. You'll see people straight lie to them in their face and they'll eat it up. And I'm like, yo, what's going on in this world? We're gonna have to talk about this. Just know I got plenty of stories for this subject.
All right, he's ready. Ready. All right, so my Hail Mary on this will be forgiveness, right? A lot of people, I don't think that they actually want people to keep it 100 with them when it comes to forgiveness. You know what I mean? A lot of people accept that lie. Some people choose to promote the truth. So I would just simply say one thing that could, I don't know, help these type of situations improve. If you just be honest, if you really have not forgiven a person for something you felt that they did was wrong, be it so, you may be justified or not. They probably not even wrong. Let's keep it 100. But if you haven't forgiven that person or you really don't intend to, just be honest. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure the person on the other side would rather a lie because that means the relationship, whatever it is, it got a little bit more time added to it now. You know what I mean? It's not over. You know what I mean? So you have different people in situations that choose to take a lie. It's not always the person that's giving a lie. Some people would actually rather take the lie instead
Mhm.
of the truth, right? Because it symbolizes hope or some shit like that. So I would just simply say, if you in situations like that, man, and you haven't really made progress towards forgiving a person, both of y'all need to be honest. You know what I mean? Some people will use the "I'm gonna forgive you" method, but I really don't for leverage. Some
Mhm.
people, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes that person on that side could be looking at adding more time to a situation. So if you really don't intend on moving past the situation, be honest. And if you spent time in that situation and you still haven't reached that level of forgiveness, also be honest. So now both parties get a chance to make the best decision. And this is going to affect your energy, probably your other energy in other relationships, maybe even other aspects of your life. So you won't carry on dead weight. You know what I mean? You can get to the better side of life if you really touch up on these relationships. So you got it.
Right. So I'm gonna touch a little bit up on past politics, man. We
Mhm.
had a former president that rather just be brutally honest with people, and people were like, "Man, you can't talk like that. You're the president, right?" But I always say people like individuals that are politically correct or politically nice, right? Hey,
Mhm.
if you're gonna fuck me in the ass, I don't want to know that. Just talk to me nice first. You know what I'm saying? Like basically, you rather get fucked over, but talk in an elegant manner to a point where you feel like, wow, I believe in this individual, right? You know what I'm saying? That's why one of the comments 50 Cent had made before, he was like, look, in the business world, when they want to fuck you over, they don't tell you verbally, they slide you a contract. And you got to be able to see in between these situations that happen within your life.
Mhm.
I remember I was talking to a friend of mine, right?
Mhm.
She came out to visit an individual, a male, and she's like, "Man, I flew all the way out here, and he didn't even show up the first day." I was like, "Damn, he didn't show up the first day. You flew out to see him?" She's like, "Yeah, man, I've been calling his phone. I just got out the airport. I just got my hotel." I was like, "Oh, damn." I
Mhm.
was like, "Well, shit, maybe tomorrow." You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow rolls around. The individual ends up telling him like, "Hey, I'm sorry. I had to get my kids." And I was like, "Okay, cool. I mean, hey, men have kids they got to tend to."
Mhm.
And so he kicked it with her for like 4 or 5 hours, and he said, "Hey, I gotta leave. I gotta go get my kids."
Mhm.
So I'm laughing to myself, but I'm trying to keep a straight face because she said that told her he'll be back. Never came back. Sunday she basically leaves out, and she was kind of pissed off. She was like, "Damn, I fly all the way out here, and he only spends 4 hours with me." I said, "You want me to be honest with you, or like, what's up?" She's like, "You don't really want to tell me." I said, "Look, if you fly out to meet an individual,
Mhm.
there's a difference between why he offers his flight or he doesn't, or he's willing to pay for the hotel or why he doesn't." I said, most men who are full of shit, they use their kids as the leverage, just to be like, "Oh, I had to get my kids." Like, that's just the quickest escape route any man can do. Or even women. Women can do it themselves too as well if they just don't want to tend to something. And as I'm telling her, like, yo, if you came out here all this way, you didn't spend more than 4 hours, you didn't even leave your hotel room, he didn't want to show you the city. I'm gonna be honest with you, like, he didn't want to be around you. You might have seen you as embarrassment in public. So as I said this, her response was, "Well, he lost a good friend." And I was like, yo, that really happened. You felt like you lost a friendship and not the obvious situation that took place in your life. Like you got played. You feel? But like I said, it's just a whole bunch of stories I'm gonna be telling on like this love a lie but hate the truth because this is the same individual that be like, "No, I can handle the truth. Tell it to me. I'm not like all these other women. I can handle it." But then you give her truth, she then deflects it and gives her own statement to what really happened.
Okay. This ties into one of mine, but just kind of going back off that. In
Yeah.
situations like that, the way I avoid shit like that is I don't even have those kind of conversations. If I'm listening to a female telling me a story and I can see where a guy is based on, you know what I'm saying, my opinion is running game, I never comment on it. And just first and foremost, I'm on some shit like if I just don't comment on what other guys do. You know what I'm saying? Especially if
Right.
I can see the book. Now, if it's not like physical abuse or some dramatic shit, some real shit, I don't comment on it. I'm not even if I can see the game, another dude is running, I'm not gonna speak on it because that's him. It's his game, and it's a chance I may be wrong at the same time.
Mm.
So I don't do that. But the focal point of that is being able to speak your truth or not. So a lot of people just really can't keep it that real because speaking a truth, sometimes people can't accept the truth for one. Like in the scenario you brought up, clearly, you know what I'm saying, old girl came out on the bottom side of that. But her opinion was she still seeing herself on the high side of it. Like, where's his loss? Right. And not
Right.
just accepting all of the truth. So when you speak your truth on the situation, a lot of times people get that mixed up with perception. It's a difference between speaking your perception or being vocal about that, and it's a difference with speaking the truth. The truth is not always going to match your perception all the time.
Mm.
So there's nothing wrong with counting the loss, taking the loss and being real about it. You know what I mean? So you're always going to move on from the situation, but you can move on positive or negative based on how you walked away from it.
Mm.
So if you're not living in the truth, you can't speak the truth. And if your perception is flawed, you're going to take that same flawed energy into something else and you're going to fuck that up too. So if you're going to speak your truth, actually know the truth first and be able to accept it.
Mm.
Then we can speak it later. You know what I mean? but some people are so quick to speak. And what they say, some people are fast to speak and slow to listen. Some people are slow to listen and slow to pay attention.
Mm.
So that's what I got on the speaking your truth part, man.
Mm. All right, all right. Let's have a situation. All right. There's a part of me I can't lie. I like a little good lie, man. I like a little good lie. Just because I want to end the situation. Like as soon as you lie, I just want to hear it. Look, I'm laughing at that to let y'all know I like a good lie, man. I like a good lie. I can't even lie to you, man.
Look,
I can't
I
even
can
lie
watch
to
my
you.
favorite movie, but instead, tell me a lot. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, tell me that shit. But I
Mhm.
love honesty, man. I
Mhm.
remember in my early 20s, I was dealing with a young lady, man. And this was during the stage, man. I'm getting paid for X. I'm a little bit active, but I ain't too active. But I got some paper. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I used to have a little day. And Friday, I call it Fresh Friday. I mean, Fresh Friday was I gotta
Hmm.
buy new kicks. I gotta buy a new outfit. Nothing on my body is getting on my body unless it's new. I call it Fresh Fridays. In fact, that's how I stacked up most of my shoes I got in my goddamn closet. That was because of Fresh Friday. It became like a goddamn law to me. So Fresh Friday, I always had a habit of shopping, right?
Hmm.
But for some reason, every time I was with this woman, I couldn't help but tell her like shit like that, right? I couldn't help but tell her like, yeah, I just bought these shoes and I just got these clothes. You know, seeking some type of validation and stuff. And I remember one day she said, "Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. I really like you. I like who
Hmm.
you are as a man, but the money you have, it doesn't equal to the money of individuals I know personally. Even your style of dressing. I like you for you. Like you don't have to tell me every time you're doing something in order to make yourself feel good." Like she was talking like really in me, right? Like a part of me on the inside smiled, right? And I went a little crazy in the head because I would ask myself, I'm like, yo, she must be ready to be a mother. Like, and it's just like the smallest thing. Like I love honesty, and it
What's that?
impacted me so bad. I was like, man.
Ain't supposed to knock. You talk
I was
something.
like, damn, like this is what it
Fuck the
feels like
company.
just to have a woman like that. Like
Right.
being completely honest to a point where the average individual like man, fuck this all. I was just like, damn, that really happened. I'm like, yeah, she must be ready to be a mother. I was like, shit, the cops might be around the corner because I'm about to shoot this club up. Nigga, I'm thinking of all the most craziest shit right now.
Bang,
I'm
bang,
but
boogie.
man, look, bang, bang, boogie, yeah. But like I said, when this happened with this a woman, it was just amazing, like how brutally honest she was, and it actually helped me grow as an individual. Even now,
Hmm.
when I see this individual, I always be like, don't ever forget you're one of the individuals who sparked a different side of me in life. And she always smiles about it. And she like, I really did. I was like, yes, I needed that early on. Because ain't no telling what the fuck I would have been like if I didn't. You know what I'm saying? When you attach yourself to somebody, you can accept everything they give to you and learn how to, just go out there and be honest. Like I said, I like a lie, but I love some honesty. That shit just turned me on. But go ahead, man. Go ahead, man. I'm about to be in goddamn, better be in another
Well,
world.
hey, that's probably the nicest thing I ever heard you say about somebody, man. Like that.
What the
I
fuck?
felt that, man. Man. I ain't gonna go into my next point. I'm gonna change my point around now because I don't want to. I gotta soften it up a little bit now, man. I was
Yeah,
wondering,
man. I'm
yeah,
just
my
so.
bad. Let me calm down a little bit. So let's just take it to what you was talking about.
Mhm.
Status. And I ain't gonna do the whole. Sometimes a lot of people love a lie, hate the truth. I'm gonna just say lies and truths. A lot of people feel comfortable lying about their status,
Mm,
portraying an image of a person that they not, and they get a high from that. And
mm,
like I always say, you can get so high off that you forget to actually become that person. So pick your highs in this situation. You know what I mean? And then we got like the whole money thing. A lot of people live a lie with their money. You know what I mean? We got holidays booming right now. Yo, if you ain't got that money to do what you plan on doing for that holiday, Christmas, whatever,
mm.
fall back. Don't live that lie in that situation. You know what I mean? We got right now in the country going on credit card usage is at like an all-time high. And a lot of
Mm.
people not gonna be able to pay that money back. So it's okay to not live that lie. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. It's cool. A lot of people want to lie about their traveling experiences. You know what I mean? Because that alludes to status as well, the money. And it's like, if you really didn't experience that, don't lie about it. It's okay. It is okay. A lot of people pretend like they have expensive taste when they cheap as fuck. But there's nothing wrong with being frugal.
There's nothing
Live that
wrong.
truth. That's your life. If you only do it big once in a while, or you plan out how many times you want to quote unquote do it big, whatever that is to you,
Once a month,
living
once a
that.
year.
Living that. That's called you living within your means, you budget. You living your experiences based on what you got. There's nothing wrong with that.
Mhm.
Everybody don't have to live the same life. Everybody don't have to live life at the same status.
Mhm.
Everybody not gonna be famous on IG.
Mhm.
Everybody not gonna make six figures. That's okay.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? A lot of people probably stressed the fuck out, probably committed suicide or thinking about doing it. They're doing a lot of destructive things because they can't look like everybody else on social media.
Mhm.
You're living a lie. So live your own truth, walk in your own truth. If that bank account is telling you not to do it, listen to that little voice in your head.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Please do so. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to put our accounts in the negatives. We're not going to run up these credit cards. We're not going to lie about our experiences. We're just going to keep it real. You know what I mean? And one more thing I can throw in there on the relationship side of things. You ain't got a lot of kick it. You know what I mean? If
You
you a
got a lot
dude,
of kicking, Craig.
you ain't got a lot. If you a dude and you like, man, look, I want to go out there and get a woman. I want to start a family. I want whatever it is. If that's your truth, accept that. Live it, live that. Speak on it. Don't be out here trying to pretend like you pushing P and that's not really who you are. And you know what I'm saying? And the same thing on the flip side. You know what I mean? If you really want certain things out of relationships, accept that and walk in that truth. And don't, if you got to lie about your like relationship life and shit like that to the people you rocking with, obviously that's a signal that that's the wrong group for you at that time. You know what I mean? They say sometimes married people have more married friends than friends that single. That is for reasons.
Mhm.
So don't lie about your status in life. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's your bank account, your friendships, relationships, experiences, just keep it real. So you got it.
Man, man. Ah, have you ever? This just sound crazy, man. Have you ever lived a lie that ended up becoming the truth later on?
Um, yeah, I can say that. I can say that. And I ain't trying to take it too deep, but I'll be lying. I'll be real. The biggest lie I ever told myself is I was what society said I was. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
childhood was crazy. So I remember like we had like homies that come home from jail and shit like that. And it's like we psyched ourselves into thinking, bro, I'm gonna live that truth too. So I'm gonna get ready for it. We listening to their stories and shit. I bet when I go, I'm gonna be prepared. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna know what to expect because I accepted that truth. So I started living that lie, perpetuating some of that bullshit. And growing out of that, it's like, that's the biggest lie I can live. Manifested a lot of it, but it's like, okay, cool. I think that's the biggest lie that I live on the negative side of things. Now, some people can live a good lie. You know what I mean? Some people can, some people can, sometimes it works. Sometimes, what the rappers say, I wore a lot of fake jewelry in the beginning, right?
Yeah,
Because I was selling
yeah,
that image and I'm psyching myself up like I'm gonna have this shit one day. And then they actually got that shit.
right.
So sometimes living a lie can work out for you. It just depends on your level of awareness. Like I say if you live in it, I ain't gonna say that because somebody gonna twist it. I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna shut up
Hey
on
man, hey
that.
look, man. Like I
I ain't
said,
gonna
this
do
is
it. I ain't gonna do
comfortable,
it.
uncomfortable conversations, man.
Mhm.
Like I said, to say I haven't, lived a lie and end up becoming the truth, I'd be lying my damn self. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like, put it like this:
I'm gonna swallow that motherfucker.
you sometimes you have right, you live a lie early on in childhood, even when you're a teenager, because a lot of people actually believe at one point in time their parents' money was their money. And I used to have a hard time separating that. Like, you know what I'm
But they're
saying?
in a
I'm
hard
like,
time.
nah,
What do you
man, we in the
mean,
burbs,
mom?
baby. Hey,
What do
we
you
in the hood.
mean?
Like, yo, your parents put you there. Nah, I ain't going there either. we stay. Like I said, like even right now, even as adults, I still see people based the way they talk off their parents' income and not their actual income. Right? That's why I be asking myself, like, bro, do you even know like what class you're in as an individual and not on your parents' level? You know what I'm saying? Some people and it's really shocking that some people still kind of hold on to the finances of what was established from the family versus what they have individually. Right? I know people who have expensive cars, right? And their parents is paying for it the whole time because they're trying to keep up with the lifestyle. And I'm like, damn, man, that's crazy, right? To myself, it was just like, damn, bro, like you got to be realistic with yourself and just work your way up there, right? Um, there's a lot of uncomfortable things that do happen when you start, you know what I'm saying, when you see things become for yourself that you have to establish versus what was given to you. So there's some uncomfortable truths to that. I just seen people downgrade from being high up, but still pushing that. Now we gonna get back on our feet. This ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, they go home, they like fucked up in the head. I remember telling home, it's like, bro, why don't you sell some of your jewelry? Man, I ain't selling that shit. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Go pick yourself up, man. They won't sell their jewelry. They won't sell the car that don't even work no more. Like, nah, man, I'm gonna still work on it, man. I'll sell that shit, bro. Go pick yourself back up right now. Nah, man, you know what I'm saying? As soon as I get
I
running,
need
you
that.
know,
I need that.
as soon as I start that car up, you know the hoes be coming, man. You know? Yeah, and then you know what I'm saying? I didn't met like I met a chick before, right? And I used to tell her like, look, some of these women in Houston are really boss type chicks, right? And I always tell you, I don't date bosses. I just get money with them. And I told her, I said, look, I know about two of them. Your initiation to get in that, you're gonna have to be able to pick up a tab. Bro, they tab is never less. The smallest tab I ever seen them run up was like 2,500. But like I said, they're boss type of chicks. So when they go out, they represent themselves. Everybody knows they all got money. She went in and swiped that credit card. And I said, look, yeah, welcome to the club. She got accepted, but at the same time, she was dying financially. But she wanted that image so much of being around them because everybody knew them. And I was like, yo, this comes with it. Like, I was like, you're going to fuck yourself off trying to hang with this group. But you passed the initiation test. You at least had a credit card with that amount of limit to, you know, get swiped. And I didn't
Okay.
see it. Like I said, bro, it's a whole different thing, bro, sometimes when it comes to this situation.
Okay. Okay. Um, I'll just go off of what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
So you was talking about like people living off their parents' money. Another scenario off of that is like look at what people do like in rap culture and what they do like in the streets. They live off the reputation of the people that they're around. Even
God
if they don't
damn.
have that reputation themselves. You know what I
Mm.
mean? You living off what your brother did or what your people did or whatever.
They said
That's not
Plies was one of those.
yeah, you didn't really live that. You was around it. You know what I'm saying? What Jay said, he was in the hood, you just scribbled about it from your notepad when he was
Yeah,
dissing
you just
dissing Nas, you know what I mean? Like that's not your life. You know what I mean? So if something happens that really causes you to be that person, can you really step into that energy?
mm.
If not, you up out of here. And it don't matter if it's the hood, business, streets, whatever. You out of there. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna get tested at a particular time. Your car
Right.
gonna get pulled, your nuts gonna get checked, it's gonna happen.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, it happens
So
randomly
if you can
too.
take all that, yeah, run with that, push that, do that. Because you down for whatever come from it. You know what I mean? And then going into the growth cycle, if you live a lot so much, you can't even really like embrace the feeling of growth. You know what I mean? Because you can trick yourself into living this particular lifestyle, and that's not you. So when you can actually make progression in real time, and you'll be proud of the shit if you wasn't living that lie. You're not even gonna be able to do that. You
Mm,
can't count your successes because you're living a lie. If
mm.
you get a pay increase and your check jump up, you know what I mean, on some shit. Let's say you bring home a $1,700 check, you get a pay increase, you bring home 2,700. You're not even really gonna appreciate that because if you living beyond your means and you living like you already make 10 times that, you're gonna still see that as little money. You can't even appreciate what the milestone that's in front of you. So that's like a negative side of sometimes living that life. You know what I mean? Like even the scenario you brought up. Okay, the brightest thing you said is that she used a credit card. So at least you got that limit on your credit card. You know what I
Right.
mean?
You got that limit. That's
So
what it is.
you got what you want. You wanted that initiation. So you got it. But it came at a bigger price. Sometimes the things we want in life, the prices are so big, we really can't afford them.
Mm,
So even if we make small steps towards it, we can't see it like that. So she probably went home pissed and hurt and mad, like, God damn it, how I'm gonna do this next and how I'm gonna do that. But hey, but you got what you wanted though.
right.
You get closer to it. So that's my little feedback on that. I'll let you take it somewhere else, and then I'll go from there.
Oh man. Oh man. We're gonna get deep real quick, bro. I
Hmm?
I don't know if you're ready for this one.
Let's do it.
Have you been 100% honest with every woman you ever got with to a point you don't hide nothing?
No, I can honestly say no.
Okay.
No. I think honestly, bro, my dark truth and perception on that is like I don't think nobody does.
Mm,
Some people tell more than others, right? And they feel comfortable with that
mhm.
more than the average. Some people will tell instead of 100%, 92, 92, 93, 93%, maybe 94.
There's some omission. There's some
Right,
omission.
right. This is some of that shit. You know what I mean? So if I keep it 94 with you and I ain't keep it 100, I'm still good. Yes. Some people move like that. Some people will tell a good 98.5. You still not keeping it 100 though. So I think that comes with personality, maturity, probably not telling 100% in the past, and you're like, okay, I see what that got me. So, like I said, but a lot of people not gonna be honest about that. I ain't gonna do the sex game on that, like versus men and women who don't tell 100% the most. We're not gonna do that tonight. You know what I mean? We don't want people to leave the chat. But I
Oh,
would just say no. I ain't never always kept it 100, man.
man, bro. I do want to read that comment. Some omission is needed. I'm not gonna lie. I do
It
believe the
is.
same thing.
That's the
I
dark
do
side.
believe
That's what I
some
said. That's
omission.
the dark side of it.
And listen, I do believe some omission is needed as well because
Body count for some sex. What you really want sexually. You know what I mean? It's a lot of shit
oh
sometimes
man, he
people just
said
don't need to
body
say. You
count.
feel me? Body count, all that shit. You know what I mean?
Man, listen. But the I'm trying to give him a straight face, man, because all right, so I got into a discussion like the other day, right?
Mm-hmm.
I put up this post, and
Mm-hmm.
the person was talking about body count. Why does it matter? Why doesn't it matter? And
Oh,
I started talking about pair bonding. I was like, well, pair bonding is a part of pair bonding is also a part of body counts because you start comparing every experience to your last experience. So pair
mm-hmm.
bonding even goes to emotional attachments as well,
Mm-hmm.
right? I keep it straight honest. Like I'm like this. I don't care about your body count if I'm not gonna be serious with you. I
Mm-hmm.
don't. I really don't. But see, I also admire women who are also been in like long relationships because that lets me know, okay, cool. I can work with that because you've been in long relationships, right? Like one of the guys named Patrick Bet David, he broke it down. He said, look, if a person came to a job interview within 10 years, they had 20 jobs, would you look at hiring them? He's like, no. He said, hey, look. then would you look at iron? And he was like, no, hell no. And then he said, okay, cool. But if a person came to you and within
Oh,
10
shit.
years they had two jobs, they might be at one job for 4 years, the other job for 6 years, you looking more interested to hire them. He's like, yeah, all right then. I was like, that's how guys also look at the situation. I was like, and I just started smiling
Oh,
because
shit.
I'm like, yo, there's definitely some truth. There's definitely truth to that. I gotta say, definitely some truth. There's definitely some truth to
Yeah.
that. That's why I be trying to tell people all the time. Some people want to be so upfront about their sexual experiences, and I'd be like, yo, you ain't gotta tell everything, right? That's like if a chick tell me like, yeah, man, I didn't did threesomes and orgies and oh shit, bitch turn up, hell yeah. But then when it gets to me, like, yeah, I'm trying to settle down. I'm not trying to do all that. I want to be like, yeah, hold the fuck up, man. Why would it get to me? You don't want to do this shit, but you did all this shit in the
Oh shit.
past. It gets real with sex. It
Yeah,
gets it gets real.
I
That's
gotta see the
that's why
last.
like man, like that's why if a woman be like, yo, I didn't have threesomes and stuff, be like, yo, oh for real, like with chicks, and a chick might be like, no, I had threesome with two dudes. Some dudes would be like, okay, I can fuck with it. Other dudes be like, nah, you just gonna be for play. Just off that sexual experience.
Okay.
But okay, uh, X.
Mm.
Would you still proceed forward if somebody was like, yeah, no, I had a couple threesomes with two dudes? Like every man is different. Every man is different.
Hey, look, I'll just go back to what we said before, man.
Omission.
Some shit is better unsaid, man. Some shit is better unsaid. You just gotta, can't tell all your truth all the time at the same time. Sometimes you gotta chop that shit up.
Yeah,
But
that's this shit up. But hey, I do love women who are brutally honest like that. Like,
but see, this is the thing, like,
hmm?
all right, bet. Let's say, a chick tell you that shit, right?
Hmm?
You already know you can't fuck with it. But what if a chick don't tell you the shit? Like I said, you don't know, but she probably did it more than a chick that told you about it. So
Hmm?
sometimes it's like that. You know what they say? She only fucked like 4 or 5 niggas, so you gotta multiply time
Oh,
three.
three. Hmm?
You know what I mean? So somebody might already do the math for you and tell you the calculations, and somebody might not. So it's like you really don't know what a person's done any fucking way. That's
Right.
that's
You
the
know.
only so I don't know. I don't know. I ain't been in no situation like that. So I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. But I
Man.
can say like sometimes the more a female does get comfortable with you or whatever, they will kind of open up a little bit more. I still haven't heard no shit like that, but I've heard things, what I'm saying, later down the line. So, like I said, it just depends on you gotta live in your truth. You know what I'm saying? If you want a female to tell you some shit she really did or not, that's part of your truth. Not saying there's some shit that some people still shouldn't say, but some people have, like you say, a different type of tolerance of what they can accept and can't accept. So, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like that's just how I look at that shit. But I say on the man side, man, men
Man, you
lie
gotta
about
walk
their
around.
sexual encounters. You feel me?
Oh yeah, I'm
They
gonna
got
look at
they
you.
lying.
Hey, you gotta walk around. I'm gonna be like, hey, that's that nigga.
But don't tell Juice if you accept a woman with that particular
Yo,
capability.
hey, look, man, it is what it is. It is what it is, man.
Juice gonna be there. Nah, just well. But yeah, dudes, dudes lie on their sexual experiences as well.
Right.
Dudes see chick, she look good, whatever. Yeah, I hit that.
Yeah, I get that.
You know what I mean? And
No, I
then
know.
some guys, hmm,
I ain't
yeah,
mad. Man.
and some guys lie on relationships that they have with women. To the
Mm.
homies, she ain't nothing. Just I'm just fucking. Talk to the chick. Oh yeah, he takes me out. He gives me flowers, gives me
Yeah,
massages and
he
shit.
takes
And
care of me.
yeah, he paying. But bro, you didn't portray that image with your boys. Like
Huh?
you ain't got a lot to kick it. You know what I mean? So it's just funny how both sexes have their own situations where they can lie on their sexual encounters. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And feel pressured or unpressured, whatever. But some dudes can be completely honest and be like, man, some dudes sound proud that that ain't really their chick, but they taking care of her and paying her bills and doing all this, and that's not really their girl, and they'll stand on that shit.
Yeah, bro.
So
It's part of the
yeah,
game. It's part of the game.
I don't know, but I don't know. Like I say, that ain't my
Bro, so
shit.
look, like, okay, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Mhm. Go ahead.
I got no problem saying it. If a woman is
Mhm.
contributing in your life, you don't feel you would contribute something financially to her?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying some people be in circles to where even if it makes sense to be that type of responsible in that conversation,
Mhm.
they're not gonna tell the truth because they're gonna downplay what they're doing because they don't want to get laughed at. They don't want their boys to be like, "Oh, you simping or you tricking," whether they serious about it or not.
Mhm.
That's what I was saying. Some people can portray like, "Oh, I ain't with this chick. I'm just having fun," but really, it's way more than fun. But you're not keeping it honest with your boys about what it is you're doing with old girl. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that's what I was tapping into. I ain't saying nothing wrong with it, you know, living your truth. If that's your truth, living your truth.
Oh, definitely, man. I say it all the time. I have no problem, you know what I'm saying, doing things for women who contribute to my life, making
Juice
it
gonna pay them bills, y'all. Y'all heard that?
easy. Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Y'all heard that, right?
Like I said, hey, look,
Your DM's gonna be popping
hey,
tonight,
listen,
boy.
ESTG said it the best, man. Look, as long as I got a key, I'll look out for them little bills.
Right? You
Hey,
gonna see that
listen, bro, because
center
this
point,
is my
the
thing.
line all in your DM.
As a man, bro, as a man, this is just me personally.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in paying for two separate households. But if you give
Okay.
me access like that, then that's a whole different thing.
Okay.
If I don't
Okay.
have the access, I'm not gonna be fuck. I'm not gonna pick up your rent. I might pay your cell phone bill. Like that shit, nigga. That's fucking nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's why I said like if you contribute to making a man's life easier, men are willing to do whatever, right? I love that shit, bro. Like okay, I was dealing with somebody before. She cooked, she cleaned. I had to worry about shit. I come home, there's dinner already ready, there's a candle lit, soft music playing. I'm like, cool, made my life easier, right? Just the smallest things like that. I don't have to, I come in, take a shower, eat. I might go in my office where I am right now, go work, do some small shit like that, and like I said, we're contributing back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
If a situation happened with her, with all she has done for me, why wouldn't the fuck I look out for her? See, there's a difference. I said I feel like you deal with lower level niggas or men when you do so much and they don't see like, okay, I appreciate what you do, or let me do something nice for you, right? It used to be like this. Let's say we gotta go on X amount of dates before I take you somewhere nice. Nigga, if I feel like eating there now, I'm just gonna fucking take you with me if I want to. I don't care about that shit no more.
I'm glad you said that. That's very powerful.
Bro, I don't.
Some
I
people
don't
really
fucking. If I want to eat there, nigga, and you available and I'm cool with you, hey, listen, get dressed. This is the time we're about to go eat. I don't give a bro. Like I said, bro, I'm on a
like
whole different wave now.
like
I'm on a
like
whole different wave, and I was like, yo, this is the problem with some men. Like some things, I understand y'all want to work into the way of wanting to do things for like certain women, bro. I have women who don't mind doing shit for me, so I look out for them. They know it. That's why, like, if you ever see me, like, I tell, like, hey, me and this person to work out. If somebody ever talk bad about the experience they had with me, they're gonna be like, that motherfucker is lying. I always tell any woman who get with, like, you're my responsibility until you leave. After that, that's you,
I
right?
li- I like you said that, man. And people gotta understand it's levels to shit, different strokes, different
Mm-hmm.
folks. $200 date to one man may be the shit. A $200 date to another man may be like it's nothing. So you can't really judge the money value all the time and be like, okay, that's what I'm gonna judge that energy behind. because different people look at money differently. You know what I mean? Let's go here. Push it up a little bit. Business partners, things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Some people will love a lie rather than accept the truth. Let's say you working with people on business ventures, and let's just say, you know what I'm saying, you always gonna have people that perform, show up, and you're gonna have people that don't.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are gonna live in a lie rather than accept the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Even in those type of situations, I feel like you can't improve at business if you don't accept your flaws in business.
Mm-hmm.
So if we just live a lie and pretend like, hey, we perfect at this shit, we good. You know what I mean? I'm 100% thorough. You have no room to grow.
Mm-hmm.
One person said that when a person feel like they know everything, there's nothing else for you to do but die.
Mm-hmm.
You know everything.
Yeah.
Life is about learning different experience, different day, new day, 24 hours, boom,
Mm-hmm.
learn something new. You
Mm-hmm.
can't advance in business if you feel like you got it all. You know what I mean? Like, it's a reason why they say Denzel was taking acting classes at his peak. And, you know what I'm saying? People still train like they ain't got shit. Hunger means you got room for growth. Growth means you got more time. Once you cancel that shit out, you ain't got nothing to do. You ain't got nothing else to accomplish. It's always a new book. It's a new place. It's something new that you haven't tapped into. So I think this fucks people up in business because they don't keep it real, whether it's like the ego, you got the ego side of it. You have potential and tangibility. Some people live in a potential more than they live in what's tangible.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So sometimes being so visual can fuck some certain people because they already seeing themselves doing it, so they lose that drive, but they think they already there. Now you become complacent. So I think these type of things need to be factored into business and business partners. You know what I mean? Like, everybody got weight. You know what I mean? Everybody got a part to play. And you look at what's going on with China. China is losing a lot of money because China can't perform right now. Supply chain issues. People is going to other places to get their products made. You know what I mean? So that's something that always happens. Ego. You got to calculate those things in business. So let's tap in on the business side of it.
Oh man,
People.
I've been in some. I told you before, even before we started, I done went through business partners like crazy. I had
Mhm.
lazy business partners. I had business partners that just lived a lie. Like I remember one guy I was working with, man. His life was based on social media. I was like,
Mhm.
bro, you got 25K followers, but you ain't got $1,000. What the fuck are you trying to base this shit off of, man?
Mhm.
Right? You know what I'm saying? There's different. But there's a thing when it comes to sales. There is a conversion rate and ratios of numbers. So it's like, okay, you got 25K people, cool. We might can do something with that. But like I said, even with business, you see, like I said, people have the image for being partners together,
Mhm.
but honestly, they're not fucking supposed to be together, right? I
Mhm.
realize that some of my business, my past experiences, I could say some of my ego did get to me in some situations. I can honestly admit that. But there's a certain way I maneuver on a checklist basis before my ego comes out. My ego don't just come out like, let me check. It's like it's shit you doing to a point where when I talk to you, it's like belittling and sarcastic. I had a man, bro. I'll never forget this, bro. We had an experience where we bought these hotels, bro.
Mhm.
We had a tab for 20 fucking $1,000, bro. It's four of us. One individual out of all, the three of us put in. I said, hey, look, we're going by equity. Whatever your equity position, that's what you need to put in. I put in what I needed to put in. The partner who basically pitched out the equity, which chopped me off equity, like basically he did a deal behind my back that I didn't even know. They said, where's your half? This motherfucker said, y'all pay for it. We'll get the money back. We'll get the money back after the trip. I said, but this was the guy y'all said was that nigga. So like I said, I've been in situations where people will do deals behind your back, then they find out the truth about the other partner. Hey, that don't mean I'll ever be cool with y'all. This is what y'all accepted. The proof is in the pudding. I had one person try to tell other people, like, hey, look, Jonathan is working. He don't have money like that. I was like, why did y'all believe that? This motherfucker stays with his parents.
Mm.
But, but like I said, it's a crazy world these days. You could, like I said, you could shove people sugar and shit than a healthy meal. Because that's just healthy shit is just toxic, man. I don't know, man. Like I said, I went through a couple of different business partners and different things. Well, that shit will really take a toll on you. You just got to be honest with yourself. You got to be able to let it go. I remember, like I said, one business I was part of, I kept telling myself I should have been left this shit. But guess what? I had poured so much into it, I didn't want to leave it. That's how some people are in relationships. I give you that. I give you that. In business, I did that with business, but I ain't never did it in a relationship. Sometimes you pour so much into it, you really just don't want to leave it alone. So you stay there and try to see what can really happen, knowing that shit's gonna fail.
Damn. Level up. Okay, okay, okay. Let's do this. Let's go back to we can do like relationships. Um, have you always been 100% honest about your standards and expectations in relationships, chicks, with them? I gotta
So
ask the
I don't know why.
question.
I
I
don't
gotta
play
ask
that.
the question.
I don't play
Okay,
that.
right.
Let's talk
You
about
got
past relationships. You know, all Sparta. When that relationship happened, I said, "Look, love. Before we can get back together, reconnect, I'm gonna need you to improve on some situations and better this situation." I said, "Hey, look, I need you to get your own spot. That way, you can eliminate the excuses about your mother's doing this. Uh, you need to start putting yourself together as a woman, as a grown adult." And I remember her response was, "Well, as a man, you should put me in a place for me to be taken care of." I said, "Look, but I tried that last time. Remember, you left because a little friction happened between us. It's up to you to now put yourself in that position." We was together. It was what, 3, 4 years ago. I had got reservations for all of us. You know what I'm saying? I got reservations for all of us. We went to a little steak dinner. She didn't show up. I was like, okay, cool. I'm not gonna trip about it. But hey, in the future, I just need you to make improvements before we ever get back together. What'd she do? She chose to get another relationship, and in that relationship, she got shot. Situation I had not too long ago. I'm talking with this individual. What do you want out of this situation? She's like, well, I'm not looking for a relationship. You know what I'm saying? I'm still doing my own thing. I said, cool. Well, here's my standards, here's my requirements, here's my boundaries. I don't want no drama. I said, if a man is willing to proceed in a relationship with you, I'm going to tell you right now to move forward with that man. Hey, listen, since you know what you want out of this, and I'm also going to let you know I do talk to other women too. It was cool. Everything was cool at first, right? We got it down to the core. Small things start happening. And I was just like, yo, what the fuck happened? I remember one time I was taking this person home, and they're like, yeah, I've been observing you. And I was like, what are you talking about? She said, well, I know the difference between when you text somebody and when a message comes through Facebook. And I was like, what's your point? And she was like, well, I'm just letting you know. I was like, but I already told you I fuck with other people. I didn't lie about it. I'm putting everything out there. Then, as the treatment of our relationships, from the initial standpoint, she didn't want nothing. I remember she said, yeah, now my best friend's looking to date me. And I was like, well, why don't you date him? Remember what I said earlier? Hey, look, if somebody's looking to proceed in a relationship with you, I'm telling you right now, move forward with that individual. They were like, well, I'm dating you. And I was like, what the fuck? What? When did this happen? So she mistaken the treatment I was giving her when we were together as far as dating. But I was like, you just said you don't want a relationship, you don't want to engage in none of that. So why the fuck are you mistaking what I'm doing for you on that type of basis? Well, I was confused. I was like, don't be confused. We established everything up front. That's the thing about even in these type of situations. You can establish everything up fucking front. It doesn't mean nothing when emotions start getting tied to it. Right? As we proceed forward, it's more little shit that's unnecessary that was happening. I was just like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Like you said, you're this character, you have these morals, you're not gonna trip on what I do, but yet you're bringing up unnecessary shit. I was like, when you're with me, you have nothing to fucking worry about. Everything is taken care of. It went from like, hey, we're gonna go grocery shop today. Like, hey, look, I got work tomorrow, and you can get some things done while I'm at the crib. Just send me a list, and I'll order the food for us. Right? It went from times where she was cooking and cleaning to like, all right, since you're here for a couple of days, I'm gonna massage you for an hour. Nigga, I be dead ass fucking tired. But like I said, if a woman contributes to me, I'm willing to contribute to them. Right? That's it. Food be cooked, my clothes be washed. Cool. Let me take you out for breakfast in the morning. And at times before I even take her home, I make sure we get dinner that evening. Like I said, I like to do an even. I love the exchange of contribution. Last time I was supposed to, last time I seen the individual, I had took her shopping. So, get you like 3 outfits or whatever. And I also gave her like 2 books to read. I said, look, when we get back together, I want you to read these books. Let's go through some shit. Let's make sure, what I'm saying. You're not going to see me for about a month. I'm working 7 days a week. I'm working 7 days a week right now, people. And we'll get together. We'll continue from there. Remember, we're not in a relationship. We're not in none of that shit. But if you're with me, I feel like it's important that you see how a man is productive. In fact, when we had our Lions Den call one day, she was right next to me. When we was talking about crypto, stocks, government contracting, she was right there next to me when we was doing that, when we did that meeting with the rest of the individuals part of our group. So I'm not going to ever slow down my productivity because I have somebody present. If you with me or you fuck with me, you're going to have to grow with me at the same time. But anyway, long story short, I said it was just like some shit started happening that I had to just really understand, like, yo, I don't think this is going to go any further. Like things are starting to get intertwined to a point. It's fucking up what we had already established. I remember getting a text message like, yo, send me a picture. I don't ask to like people to send me a picture because like they always say, hey, men, if you ask to send pictures, it's like one of the things you shouldn't do. But I was just kind of looking at that message on the basis like, y'all not going to send personal pictures like that because this is not that type of relationship that we established up front. But however, later on, I realized a picture that she took happened to be one of the outfits I bought. I didn't ask for it. I didn't ask for no picture. I didn't ask for nothing. I was just like, okay, cool. But what made me like really cut it off, like I said, it was just the fact that like, yo, like who else are you fucking with? I was like, all right, bro, I just got nipped this in the butt. So I ended that relationship. I was like, bro, I can't do this shit. Everything was established from fucking up front. You can't, like I said, you can't try to move forward with something that's already established in the beginning. But you can always disagree. Just be like, all right, let's not fuck with this no more. No, but yeah, that was just it. Yeah, no, I really am who I am. So don't really be
Cool.
tripping.
Cool. I just switched my pitch, but I say something that's really key out of all that because I done my shit too. Do this right, but so you got male and female communication, and I just learned this at 30. So 30 years old, I'm like, all right, bet I got it. Male and female communication is very different. It will never be the same. Men are more logical, um, more like a verbal contract or an agreement is like blood to us. That's like, I bet we on that.
Hmm?
And their world is not. You know what I'm saying? The communication. A good lie can be, I'm gonna agree to this right now because it's how I feel right now, but it can change at any point. And I still don't even got to communicate all that because, hey, based on the actions that I'm doing, he should know what these actions are. And you got some chicks that's just gonna be vocal and let you know every particular change and everything. That don't exist that much. So most are gonna play that non-verbal, non-logical communication game. So now, how you respond as a man, even if you don't understand that, now your morals and character and everything else is getting judged because the communication is off. So that's like my whole synopsis on that. It's like male female communication is two completely different things. A lot of 100% of the times, damn near. You got like Cassie and Diddy. I'm pretty sure Diddy, and this is another thing. A dude with money and more value can always pitch a situation like that to a woman, and then they have more longevity because of the value and the money there. Cassie was fucking with Diddy for how many years? Then eventually she went off and got some shit, probably as she really wanted or not, or whatever. I'm not them, but a dude in that position can sell that better. We look at like Irvin Ashanti. Dude still talking about Ashanti to this day. And I'm pretty sure he probably like, girl, I done told you about my life story, what my mama and daddy did, and I done told you all this shit, and you just went out and got with nothing. And her mind, she like, nigga, okay, bet, yeah, you did all that. But at the end of the day, we wasn't official, so it is not wrong for me to go and get married to Nelly and don't even tell you about it. It's two different types of communications going on here.
Right.
Even though I'm pretty sure they shared their life stories and bonded really and shared their souls. At the end of the day, she like, hey, he ain't make it official. He ain't asked me to be his. He ain't put a ring on it, so I can do what fuck I want to do it, and I ain't got to tell him.
Exactly.
And then in another world, if he would have did that and didn't tell her, and because we ain't make this official and do all this, he would still be wrong. So it's double standards on both sides. So I think we just really gotta spend more time studying the opposite sex, I would say. Because even the perceptions of how we see these situations are still based on our sex. That perception that comes with that. Oftentimes do we actually look at that other side and be like, all right, I get it. We don't. I think that keeps a lot of the tension and the beef and everything else like that, is we really don't see the other side, and both sides do it. So that would be my part on that.
Hey man, you know I'm firm when I be saying shit. Like I
No,
said, I'm pretty firm on when I be saying stuff. Like I said, what we established up front, I pretty much stick to that. That's just me though. That's just me though. I can be, I said I could be wrong at some points, but hey, look, when I establish with an individual up front, I'm sticking to that. I'm not looking to move it forward. I'm not trying to move the ball. I'm not trying to upgrade you. None of that. We established what was going to be up front. So I warn you. I'll warn you first. I'll let you know. Happens again, I gotta let it go. So, but
yeah,
like I said, I do see the comments that are coming through. Like, yeah, I could definitely see whatever everybody's talking about right there. But there's a lot of individuals like myself that's very firm on what we said. Like, fuck it, you got side chicks that want to be wives. What did I ask? So when you gonna leave your husband? I told you already. I wasn't gonna. I wasn't gonna. My fault. When you gonna leave your wife? I told you up front. I'm not gonna leave my wife. You literally have that. So a person's not going to say, "Oh, well, maybe no. What I established with you is for a reason." And matter of fact, let's be honest, the person established it up front. I agreed to
right. And just tap in for the comment. It says, I think we need to just think logically, not emotionally, coming from a feminine perspective. And I kind of disagree a little bit because it's like the more logical you get and less emotional, the less feminine you become. So you just got to find a guy that reads that particular situation correctly. Like, I mean, so you increase your femininity regardless, and that will possibly help attract that particular masculine guy. But you got to keep moving in your feminine space. Same thing with a man. If you're in your masculine frame, and a woman is not feminine enough, you don't dumb down your masculinity just to meet her at her level. you still go out and you get the feminine woman that's going to meet you at your level of masculinity. So that's when you can't live
Preach.
by. You got to
Uh-huh.
walk in the truth. You just ain't came across that person yet. So you
Sure.
still keep increasing your energy, masculinity or femininity based on what you need to increase. You don't dumb that down at all.
Man.
So
Hey, that boy on fire, man. Hey, yo, shouts out to you, man. Shouts out to you. Man, shouts out to you, brother. Shouts out to you, man. Because
the
like,
list.
because
Mhm,
my mind, you know how my mindset, bro. Sometimes it's wrong,
mhm,
sometimes it's arrogant, sometimes it's an asshole, it's whatever. In
mhm,
my mind, if you dealt with particular type of men, like you dated bums majority of life. Uh you dated bums, you done dated beta men, sigma men, bitch men, and all of a sudden you want a fantastic man. I always say, look, if those are your conditions all your life, and if you reproduce with any of these types, the next when you meet a solid individual, you'll probably fuck that up because this is what you're used to. So the person that doesn't have to lie, he doesn't have to lie. He's gonna be productive. He's gonna do all this and that. It's to a point where sometimes in those relationships, if drama was established, you're addicted to drama at times. I don't like no drama. I'm drama free. I don't want to be around that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. And like I said, that's when sometimes those individuals overanalyze things on a basis you self sabotage that situation. Nah, this too good to be true. Man, is he really just going to work and coming right back home? Like, you will self sabotage shit overthinking because the conditioning of those four types you always dated: bums, betas, sigmas, bitch men. And, bro, look, bro. Hey, look.
Boy, boy,
Look,
going
bro.
hard, man.
It's the truth.
Mhm.
When you
Let me
ex, you know, me and
let
you
me
got
tap
stories, bro.
let me tap into this another part
No.
of the question. Okay, so a female is more emotional and logical, and then it gets used against her. All right, so let's define what is emotional for a female or not. That's what we're gonna caption that as: emotional or not. Even emotion, being emotional in the feminine from a female, still has its levels of what's like productive, what's effective, and
Mm,
what's toxic. You still got to keep all that in mind, balance it. Just because we're gonna say, hey, because like a man can be, that's where they get the whole point of like toxic masculinity from. To a man, that could be super logical to him, but it
mm,
can be so logical that he can't tap into his emotions or intuition. So then he's considered toxic. So both sexes can be toxic in situations. You know what I mean? So just because, you know what I'm saying, like if somebody uses being emotional against you, then we gotta once again reevaluate it and be like, okay, so what was the level of this? How
mm,
intense was it? And then that goes back to polarity. Like if you have intense emotions, then I would say that that would call for a very more masculine guy than average because he got to be able to once again decode the emotions and stand in his frame and handle the situation. So that goes back to polarity. Some females are more masculine, so they cater more towards a feminine guy, and then the same thing vice versa on both sides. So that brings up polarity. And then we got to be honest: is this effective? Am I even doing this right? We had an interview with a lady before, and she was like, "Look, when I got married, I carried a lot of negative energy. I was verbally too high. I was too turned up. So I was like sabotaging my own relationship with this guy, even though he didn't deserve this type of energy." So you have different scenarios.
mm.
You can't get comfortable being emotional if it's toxic. Now, if it's, like I said, if it's not toxic, then you just got to base your polarity based on what type of energy you're putting out. Hopefully that made sense.
It
hopefully,
makes sense. I don't know if you
hopefully.
read the comment right there too. That makes sense too.
Mm,
But
cool, 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 cool.
but yeah, man. I mean, if you want to take this somewhere else, man, I like. I mean, there's relationship basis with hit business. Um,
Cool, cool. I'll take it somewhere else, man. I got somewhere else to take it. Love a lie, but hate the truth. A lot of people deal with this in a quote unquote religious or spiritual practices. I mean, some people live in lies based on who they really are at home. Some people can be like, oh, I ain't fucking with nobody if they not Christian. But somebody can say on the flip side, how Christian are you? Do you really fuck? Bang bang boogie.
Bang,
You know what I
bang,
mean?
look.
Some people are spiritual, but they hide their quote unquote spirituality because they're afraid of how people will accept them being different. You know what I mean? So living a lie based on your religious and spiritual practices is something we gotta talk about. Because a lot of people don't feel comfortable telling the truth about their shit. Because if it's different, you're not gonna get accepted. But like I always say, if you're gonna practice what the majority of people practice, actually stand on it and let's see some progression behind the shit. Then we could be a
Yeah,
little bit more proud of it and judgmental and shit like that. Because that means we actually practicing what we preaching and people can see the results. Like, I don't think that people understand. Like, if you're gonna sell God to somebody or you're gonna sell spirituality to somebody,
mm-hmm.
people look at that as anything else on the market. What's the price value? What's the intangibles? What's the potential? How can I benefit? People think about that the same way everything else. It's a product at the end of the day. So
Man,
if this product ain't working for you, people not gonna really believe it's gonna work for them.
right.
And people are always gonna judge you based off on that. And I know a lot of people be like, well, this tells me that, you know what I mean, I could half-ass it, but I'm still fuck that. That's
No,
indoctrination. That only works with your people. That don't work with other circles. So you gotta live that truth as well. Not everybody is in your bubble. Not everybody is in your circle. Not everybody think like you.
mm,
So this can help, I think, people that have better connections, better relationships, whatever, if we just stop living a lie,
mm.
even based on the shit that we claim or profess as God or spirituality. Let's just be honest and accept our truths. So, however you want to take
Hey,
that.
um, what something popped in my mind when you said it. Right, I remember I was at a y'all know bookhead seminars and lectures. I attend those type of things. I remember I was at a seminar one time. They had a restroom break. During that restroom break, I'm in the hallway. I'm chilling. I think I'm texting or calling somebody at that time. And I remember seeing a group of people walk by, and a person said, "Did you hear everybody that's on that stage?"
Mhm.
It's like the reason why they're so successful is because they found God. They always talking about God. Maybe we haven't found God yet as to why we're not up there yet. I was like, and I was just looking like, yeah, that really happened. That really happened. And what you just said is absolutely the truth. It's the power of your religion now make a person be like, okay, look, if they get that type of progress, I need to follow them at the same time, and maybe I'll get there as well. I was like, yo, but when I didn't say that. It just really shocked me because I was just chilling, and they walked by and said it, and it was a group of them, like 4 or 5 of them. They're like, yo, we gotta find God, man. We got. I was like, damn, that's really some powerful shit. My father said God in that same thing. But another thing I was going to talk about is that's also used as an excuse as well by using their. That's why, bro. That's why I love the Godfather, man. Hey, Kevin says, man, that's why I love it. If you tried to pull the religious role, he'll go right there with you. Oh, you religious? See, people try to use.
Bro, like I taught Bible study. I did y'all. Let's go.
It did. I was like, bro, like
Yeah.
that was a well-rounded man. Right? What I mean by that is that you have people who claim certain religions or practices, but it's more on a basis for like say so, or even base principles. Then remember I said we had an episode before. I was like, what I said, religion and extreme religion. Like basically, you have people who claim religions that's just there, and you have people who are textbook religious. Meaning, we're going by this book, we ain't going by what you say. If it's not in the book, we don't apply it to it. But then people be like, well, look at those individuals like, oh, they're too extreme. I mean, I'm Christian, but I ain't that extreme. And like I said, it's one of those. They're like, okay, well, are you 100% Christian according to this, or are you Christian according to what you feel as a Christian should be? And that's one of the biggest things that people don't understand. Like people want to practice that, even on a spirituality basis, man. I seen spiritual vampires in my life, man. I watch people preach Ocean and the
Oh,
Glyphis and shit. You know what I'm saying? And they'll be right there, and some of them will be right there. Fuck it, man. I'm gonna do it. Fuck yeah, I'm gonna do it. Some of y'all be right there prostituting on OnlyFans the whole time, talking about spirituality. Like, if you do this and then, but don't forget to buy this and go swipe up again. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? But then, and that's just me, man. That's just me, man. Like, y'all be spiritually pimping people, bro. Fuck it, bro. Y'all be spiritually pimping
seriously
people at the
pushing
same
people.
time, dog. Bro, I know you've seen it. Like, people will spiritually pimp people
Right.
out of their pockets. I just seen people spiritually pimp people into sex, all that shit. Like, when people have such an admiration, this is where knowledgeable people can manipulate anybody if they want to.
Mm.
If you're so much looking for answers and you find an individual who just seems to know it all, it's so
Mm.
easy to manipulate you right there.
Mm.
I can tell you everything you need, everything you want.
Mm.
But come in this bedroom, man. I gotta show you the different practices that I don't teach everybody. All right. I done seen it all, bro. I done seen it all, bro.
Hey, you did it on that. I'll just take it somewhere else. Let's keep it on it. I wouldn't be me if I ain't say this tonight. Look at America. America lives the biggest goddamn lie. Like,
Yeah, I'm so glad I didn't fucking.
you know what I mean? Like sometimes the lie is so great, we get caught up in it on many different levels. We out here still talking about Christopher Columbus discovered America. Like a lot of people still believe that that's fact. Like, how do you discover a land that was already populated when you got here? Some people still live that lie. Some people still celebrate every particular holiday. Some people actually get caught up in like this whole, fuck it, I'm gonna say it, Republican, Democratic thing to where they will cut off relationships, family ties, long friendships, everything because you don't vote the same as they do. We had the highest fucking political climate tension probably ever within this country within the past 5 to 6 years.
Mhm.
We was all arguing on fucking Facebook behind this
Man,
shit.
we all get
Going
into
to
it.
war.
I fell into
This
that
shit
goddamn
got
trap,
worse
man.
than LeBron, Kobe, and fucking Michael Jordan. That's how high we took this shit.
Mhm.
And a lot of people still is wrapped up in it. Vote it out. This is your whole
Voted.
life. I'm saying none of
It
your life
got that
don't depend on
extreme,
it.
bro. It did get that
Yeah.
extreme. They like voted out.
So it's like we just got to be careful about the lies that we really tap into. Like I say, some people know Christmas is coming up and they can't afford to swipe them cards and do. They're gonna do it anyway though. They're gonna go into debt that they can't get out of. They're gonna sacrifice real. Everybody talking about generational wealth, but are you really serious about that? If you making completely negative moves against your family that you claiming to produce generational wealth for, just by participating in holidays, you know you can't afford to. Like, let's really keep it real. But the easiest thing that we can do as people is point out the lies that everybody else live in.
Mm.
But a lot of us won't accept the lies that we live in. That's where it really counts. Even if you don't agree with nothing that I said, nothing that you said, at the end of this shit, look in that mirror. X is telling you to have a moment with yourself. Look in that fucking mirror and ask yourself, what lies am I living?
Mm.
If you can do that, we did good. I don't care if we don't get a million views, a million shout outs, or nothing. If you can do that, we did good. Because at the end of the day, it meant something to you enough for you to keep it real with yourself. You can't keep it real with nobody else until you keep it real with yourself. So a lot of us live a lot of different lives. Shit got to come out. Squeeze one more thing in, man.
Yeah, man.
Real quick.
Well, I'm gonna order Uber Eats, man. I didn't eat
What,
all day. Man. Hey, go
what, you,
ahead.
what,
All right.
what you think about Dion, man? Did Dion sell out? Is this a lie that black people live in, or is it the truth, man? Did he sell out or not? We could probably
Man,
close
bro.
that out in 10,
I,
15 minutes.
I really don't like how they doing Dion, man. I really don't, because they're looking at it like he's leaving the college. They're not looking at what he has done for that college
Facts.
at all. Like the increase in HBC enrollments. Like I was like, y'all don't even understand what he did was powerful enough.
Mm-hmm.
He starts getting the attention of the swag. I was like, bro, y'all, and then they talk about the negatives of how his car was getting broken into, his office was getting broken into.
When that nigga
I was
said
like,
that,
bro, but
say,
y'all didn't, and then
yeah,
he talked. There was times where he was like, "Yo, can I get y'all to cut the grass so we're about to practice?" They wouldn't do it. He would fucking go cut the grass himself. What them? That's what I'm saying, bro. They're
bro,
not giving
second
the
grade.
truth behind that. The man invited another college to practice to go on the practice field because their equipment and stuff was shitty. The money he made for that year was like 300 some thousand. He had to put back into the school. He's like, look at the lockers, look at the equipment. This shit is outdated. And people are like, well, he's rich. It should have mattered to him. I was like, bro, it doesn't matter about that. Let's be honest. If that man was better taken care of, I guarantee he wouldn't have left.
He would have said. He would have
I
said.
guarantee he wouldn't have left. I guarantee that. Like, if I'm getting enrollments, we didn't went this field. I got my son here. I didn't got one of the top recruitments that came to the state. I forgot his name. All that is going on while that man is there, and I was like, bro, I don't like that. Right.
Mm.
And now they're trying to point it out, right? I see some people try to point it out, like, because he was shaking hands with, I can't think of his name, but quote unquote, the guy is Jewish. They're like, this is what Jews do. They'll take your black person. I was like, man, come on, bro. It's not that fucking black and white. Y'all don't talk about everything that man did. Y'all just worried about he left, man. Man.
Wow. My little quick one on that one is black people gotta stop living a lie. We always say we want people to represent the culture, take care of the culture, stand up for the culture, but when they do that, what happens? They on their own. Colin Kaepernick, when he got dropped, he was on his own. You feel me? Like, I can name so many people that when they actually did shit for the culture, we leave them on their own. How many of our leaders, we talk about Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and all this shit, but a lot of these leaders died broke because once they died, you think black people took care of their families, took care of their kids? We didn't.
No.
When
They put
Kyrie
money back
was
into
staying with Nike, you know what I mean, and did his thing, like a lot of us was like, we ain't come together and say, hey, we're gonna stop fucking with Nike. We're
or
gonna or this. You know what I'm saying? We don't do these type of things, but it's like we still want people like, yeah, stand up for me, but I ain't gonna do nothing for you on the backside. It's like, nah, it's a relationship. It's mutual. It's reciprocity there. You know what I'm saying? If they do something for you, you do something for them. That's how it go. It's not no since they rich. No, no, no. Because they could be rich to you, but they not rich to everybody. Somebody can have more than them. So they just rich to you. That's based on perception. Some points of the time. You know what I mean? So when we look at the Deion Sanders situation, I said Barry Sanders, I'm sure. We talking about Deion, you know what I mean? We got to keep it 100. Like, dude said he got robbed, you know what I'm saying, coaching the kids. You know what I mean? So it's like, if we don't appreciate the people that actually put in the work, how do you expect them to feed they still got to feed their family. We can't say you more important than somebody else's family.
Man.
A lot of us do that shit because you so important. That person got a family. You talking about generational wealth. You working 9 to 5 and you struggling to be an entrepreneur. This person talking about generational wealth. He could 10x his money right now, but he got to decline that. What's the difference? You ain't quit your job. Feel me? Like, this still his parents' job. You feel me? So, and what a lot of us got to understand that, and I'll be brief, is that everybody not gonna fight how you want them to fight. He could 10x his money. He could 10x his money in a way you don't agree with, whatever, but still take that money and put it back in your community. Think about that. But you don't give people a chance. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying, like, black people sometimes live a truth. Live a lie and don't live in a truth when it comes to us asking people to support us.
Yeah.
Somebody broke it down and they was like, look, black business be like, hey, support my business. You begging for business sometimes, depending on where you're at and how big you are. They was like, white business, that's like, hey, how can I take over the world? You support that business regardless of the service, regardless of whatever. So if people support us, we got to support them, especially people that come from where we come from. So shouts out to Dion, man. Take that job, man.
Well, do your thing, brother. I swear, you and your son, man. He tried to. That's another thing. He has a son that was there too, so you don't know what he was experiencing. Not to mention,
Mhm.
besides the equipment, you know what I'm saying, he also paying for the uniforms. They talk like, remember how they're getting dressed up now when they go travel to play at these. He bought all that. I was like, bro, y'all not even playing that. Like,
I got
he,
something to say too, man. I gotta do this. I gotta do this, man. When 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 a white guy go kill a black guy, what happens? He go to court, maybe, but what happens? All those people get behind him. He get a GoFundMe. He get money raised. Oh boy, what's his name? The Roof, the teenager, the Island Roof, or some shit like that. Dude had a lot of money. People was donating money like crazy because they was rocking with they people. We gotta do the same shit. You know what I mean? And somebody broke it down on a level way simpler. Let's think about your favorite hip hop artist or R&B artist of all time that you actually experience. I ain't gonna say all time because you probably didn't experience that. Let's think about your most current person that you like in hip hop or R&B. How much money have you spent with them?
concerts,
Probably not. A lot of
clothes.
people don't do that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What they do, they listen to your free music. They stream your free music and they don't even pay for that shit. And they know all your shit. And they're like, hey, you dope, you this, you that, but they ain't spent $100 with you, 200, 300, nothing.
Well, did you
And
buy
you're
the
their
album? Did you buy
favorite.
the album? Did you buy the
You ain't
album?
bought one album. You got all that shit for free.
Mm-hmm.
You pay like $10 a month or something for a subscription fee and you listening to their music, you know what I mean? But you're not actually buying it. You can buy it on that same site that you're listening to. You know what I mean? So just gotta keep that in mind. Like we live in lies out here. Just because somebody is your favorite artist don't mean you actually supporting them the way that you should because you say they're your favorite. When I follow people in the fitness industry and all that shit or whatever industry, when they come to the city, I buy a ticket.
Yeah,
I buy products from
he
their
does do
website.
that. He does.
I keep it legit on that. You know what I mean? Like when Nipsey came, we went to the show.
What was
We're
the
not just gonna keep listening to the
show?
free music. We all got Juice got Crenshaw shirts, hats, and all. I got the same shit.
That same shit.
You know what I mean? Like you gotta put your money not always where your mouth is, but if people made an impact in your life, even if you think they rich, still make an impact in their life. I'm gonna
Yeah.
shut up.
No, I'm an absolute believer in that. Like I said, bro, I had to go down. Uh, Going back to artists I listen to, I started buying at least some merchandise and they sell it. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the smallest things you can do. Yeah, I mean, shoot, we did go along to right
Yeah,
now. We already did friends, right? You got friends that lie to you all the time. Oh shit, I don't even know we touched that.
I don't think we did that one. I don't
God
do
damn,
that.
man. And what we on the subject, man? We go right now, man. Friends, you got friends that lie to you, man. Knowing they ain't your motherfucking friend, but you think they're your friend.
Everybody ain't your partner.
Everybody
Everybody.
ain't your friend, baby. Look, people
That's
will
crazy.
look at you and look at, man, what can I get from this person, right?
Mm.
Like sometimes, like there's it's a thing I always call I say call smelling blood. Like I smell blood. That means I smell weakness. There's
Mhm.
people that smell blood out of you all the time, seeing what they can get out of you, right? And that's why sometimes even in relationships, yeah, bad friendships or relationships, there's men and women that prey on that type of shit.
Mhm.
That's why you got to be careful of what you let out. That's the easiest things. You're basically giving them the keys, and you're telling them the keys too.
Mhm.
You tell a person, yeah, all I wanted was this. Then they
Mhm.
become that.
Too open.
You too open. You got to make people earn certain shit from you, right? I know people who say, "Look, I got trust from you up front until you abuse it," and they got people that say, "Look, you got to earn my trust," right? That's why. I ain't gonna lie, bro. This is what pissed me off when people call themselves alphas, man. All that is earning shit, right? I had to break it down to somebody. I said, "Look, what happened with Planet on the Had Apes, right? Caesar. Caesar got thrown in the fucking zoo, right? There was a big black gorilla that ran that motherfucker. He was the alpha. Everybody feared him. came around beating the shit out of every little monkey, every little ape, every orangutan. They knew what he was. Caesar got beat up the first time. But
Mm.
the second time when he defeated him, he now takes that stance as the leader. There's ranks that myself, and other officials have climbed to earn certain respect, earn certain leaderships. It should be the same way with friendships at times.
Mm.
Let people earn it step by step, right? I said this early this year. Hey, don't be scared to classify people as they are, right? We used to always tell people, "Hey, that's my friend." No, that's your coworker. Just say that's your coworker. Hey, I know that guy. No, you just associated with him.
Right.
It's like you stick to these goddamn titles for a reason until you can call them a friend.
Right. What
Y'all be so
Denzel
quick.
said? What
They be
Denzel
so
said in
quick to
training
call them
day?
a friend, bro.
They
Huh?
say, "Hey, that was your friend." They told Denzel in training day, "That was your friend." He say, "Why?" Because he knows my first name. No, Denzel killed
Exactly,
that.
bro.
Mhm.
Exactly, bro. Like you gotta
Uh,
classify people how they are. You meet them in school, that's your
mhm.
classmate. They gotta earn you the title of friend. We gotta stop making people friends so quick. It's earning, like I said, there's earning potential,
See.
financially, relationships, spiritually. There's earning potential. Go through those fucking levels. Don't try to skip shit. Because if you
Right.
skip it, we gonna smell it.
Right. And some people like to equate how many friends they got to status. Some people feel like they have a bigger status or they're more of a celebrity or important person because they have more people around them. So they quick to upgrade people to friendship. And it's like, nah, you got to work for that. That's the rites of passage. And then some people will be like real tough on their intimate relationships, but still keep shitty friends or still keep family members around you just because they family, they still get a pass. No. If you're going to demand high expectations and standards in one relationship, you apply it to all.
Mm-hmm.
Don't pick and choose because if you high value, you're not just high value in one aspect, you high value all around, male or female. So if you're gonna demand that type of shit intimately, demand it all the way around. You can't you have if you're gonna be a high priced product, either in any store. You know what I'm saying? Like your price still gonna be up there. It might not be the same exact price, but it's still gonna be up there because you still top dollar. So you don't degrade yourself because you can live a lie yourself. So I was just simply said that with the whole friend thing, and just know that people can change. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Some people change for the better, some people change for worse. And a lot of times we give people credit based on their potential and not what's tangible. Potential and tangibility. Keep your eye on both. You know what I mean? Don't live no lie at no particular relationship. So with friendships, yeah, some people really got friends that, yo, if you call your friend that quote unquote friend and tell them you lost everything, some people will smile on the inside because they can't get the shit or they ain't got it. Or even if they got it, they still don't want you to have it because now you competition. You're not just a friend right now. A lot of people got competition relationships and don't even know it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, damn, I didn't know you was keeping score. I thought you would be happy I got my new whatever or whatever. But I see we battling each other. We not celebrating each other. So your life is gonna determine based on the circles that you pick. And that's all circles. So if you want to go far in life and you want to live out your true value and walk in your truth, all your relationships gotta align with that truth. If not, you live that lie, so you take that negative energy. So,
God
so I
damn,
got
man. You know I love you, right? And me and you been through some shit. That's why I can call you a friend. You know what I'm saying? Well, you damn near family now. You damn near family now. Shit.
yes,
All the
sir,
shit.
yes, sir.
It's all the
Yes,
shit
sir.
we've been through. Yeah, we got damn near family now.
Red light, blue light. Red light, green light. What do you say?
You
Red light,
said
green
red
light.
light, blue light.
Green
Hey,
light, blue
hey,
light. Red
get
light, green
this
light.
nigga, man.
Red light, green light. What else?
Guards,
Man?
get this nigga, man. But
Yeah,
yeah,
so
man.
close out on
But
that, man. We can close
we
out
both
on
talking at the same time.
that. Yeah, appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. I go by the name of King Xxodus up top, no ordinary brother. We got them YouTube links in our bios. Make sure you tap in. Appreciate y'all for watching the episode.